Welcome back guys to another Disgaea RPG video, and we're looking at my personal favourite 7 Deadly Sin unit, not in the game but in the show, Barn, the Fox Sin of Greed. He is going to be a fist user and he has the king chess piece attached to him, but is he any good? We're going to look at his skills, his abilities, stats, spells, all that sort of thing. Again, like the previous units I've looked at, we're going to be looking at his JP stats as well as his global ones, because in the future he will get this buff. So the stats wise, very high HP, attacks very high as well. Speed is slightly higher than average of 56, that's quite good as well. Attributes, all 0. There's no plus effects, no minus effects, ignore them. So these are the JP stats that get buffed, and these are the global ones that will be beforehand. It's all quite significant, but that's just future planning for us now. If you want him and summoning from anyway, you're not really too worried about this. So I will look at these JP ones, because this what these are. These are the fully buffed ones, and I'll go back up and show you what the difference is. I'll do that one at a time, so don't worry. So his leader ability, good luck with that, is party speed plus 7%. That is up from 5%, so when global comes out, it's going to be speed plus 5% for the whole party. Speed buffs are good. It's like you're putting a pair of boots on everyone as an ability. I'm quite happy with that. On a fist team as well, if that's the way you're going to go, because looking at this to begin with, he's only got one ability that bottlenecks him to fist. But for a fist team, speed is probably the one thing we don't really need. For everyone else, speed plus 7% is good. Especially someone like Bloodus. Bloodus needs the extra speed because he is as slow as a rock. Any plus 1, you're not going anywhere. At the beginning of the turn, basic parameters other than your own HP plus 10% for 3 turns. So this is one of those stacking ones where after 3 turns, 10, 10, 10, it's going to stack at 30% and carry on at 30 unless it gets debuffed in the future. That's very nice, as everything makes him a bit less squishy, makes him hit a bit harder. It's all good. He's NE plus 5, immortal body. At the beginning of the turn, recover your HP plus 12%. So let me go back up again. That one isn't affected by the JP buff, but that NE1 is. I forgot to mention this. So we're going to come out, he's going to have this 7% 3 turns, so that's going to cap out at 21. 21's still quite good. That's the same as Killia, so just normal Killia. I think he gets 7% 3 turns as well. So that's quite good. The 12% HP, that's static. It's a nice little novelty one. It is sort of fitting with Barn, because in the show he takes a good beating. It looks like he's hurt, but he just gets up and his body regenerates and he's fine. He's good to go again. It's 12%. Maybe would have liked it a bit higher than that, but it's okay. His NE plus 7, my fists will do. His only bottlenecking ability, when you're equipped with a fist weapon, your attack and defense plus 30%. Now is that the same? No. So for global, it'll be plus 27%, which is still good. It's only 3% difference. And it's going to make him less squishy. It's going to make him hit a bit harder. It's good for him. There's nothing to really moan about on this one. It's just not on par with, say, Meliodas. Meliodas is a much harder hitting unit. There's other fist units that are going to hit harder as well. So his skills. First one he learns is Snatch. This is classic Barn. A single targeting move, cheap costing, increases his speed by 15 up to 30% when leveled up, and it cuts any enemy buffs that he's hitting in half. So if they've got any attack buffs or defense buffs, he's cutting that in half. That's perfect for Barn. Is that buffed at all or debuffed? That one isn't. So what else has he got? His second skill, Body Hunt, another single attack, and it also buffs himself. So E to D damage, but it increases his own attack by 30 up to 45%, and the enemy buff gets cancelled. That is brilliant. Any sort of move that can cancel an enemy buff is very, very welcome from me. Is this one changed? Yes, because when it comes out just for us, it's going to be his attack plus 30%, but it's only going to slightly reduce the enemy buff. So not quite as good when it first comes out in global, but future, this is brilliant. His NE plus 3 move, banishing kill, AoE move, expensive, very expensive, C to B damage, but this tag of lowering every enemy's defense by 40% for 5 turns is ridiculous. That is massive. What is the initial buff? Wow. Okay, so for global, when it first comes out, SP cost is 90, down to 74, but we only debuffed the enemy by 12%. So they did realise that Barn, overall, as a unit, was a bit disappointing. So they decided to give him this mega buff on Banishing Kill of reducing the enemy's defense of every enemy as it's an AoE attack by 40%. And for 5 turns, that's going to be great for harder content. Magic spells, speed up, braveheart, shield, mega speed up, mega braveheart, and mega shield. So mega braveheart, we always want that. He gets it at level 30, so it's a bit more grinding to get that one because 22 to 30 is quite slow, because 22 slow as it is. Mega speed up, I have learnt the benefit of that lately. I do quite enjoy mega speed up these days. Mega shield, if you do ever get there, is very good as well, but he has the basic version of them while you're waiting to build up to get the mega version. So he's got speed up, braveheart, and shield as is. So that's quite nice as well. But we're always definitely aiming to get that Mega Braveheart. And on the way, you're going to get Mega Speed up as it is. So that's good as well. Because he does already boost people's speed. So speeding them even further, you're going to see very, very quick rotations. The action gauge is going to be pew, 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 laser speed. So how good do I think he is overall? He's decent. So he has his Mega Braveheart. He can buff your main damage per second user because that's not going to be him. Because as you look here, he's getting these small buffs of 30 and 10, so another 30. But for us, it's going to be the 21 and the 27. That's not screaming mega damage. That's just screaming a bit more survivability because you're thinking more of his defense on them ones. He's boosting everyone's speed, even himself, so he can get off the buffs quicker, depending how you plan your rotations and the action gauge order. You can buff the right users when using things like Mega Speed Up, if you do use that, and Mega Braveheart, so you can Mega Speed Up users on a Callidia team to keep them ahead of Callidia. He can do that for people. He has this Immortal Body NE5 where he's got this HP recovery, so a bit more survivability. Skills wise, they're quite nice skills. If you're not going to use him as a Mega Braveheart user, or you've got more than one Mega Braveheart user in your team, he can be used to get rid of the enemy's buff effects. So if an enemy's got a massive defense buff, and you think that your damage per second dealer is going to benefit from having that buff wiped out instead of being even more further an extra Braveheart, Barn can do that. And he also has that massive defense minus 40% for the enemies. I mean, not straight away for us, we get 12% because we're the paupers, but 40% in the future. I mean, just planning for future content, knowing that when the higher enemies come out in the future, when he gets his future buff of that 40% is really, really good. So he's a support. He's not a damage dealer. He's definitely a support user, and with what he can bring, he's a good support user. He's not going to say he's going to be an S-class support. I'm thinking more mid A, possibly high A, because these are very niche support things where they can wipe out the enemy's buffs, and because it gives him a bit more versatility, because he's got Mega Braveheart, and then he's got these as well. He's a very good support user. Maybe he's a bit of a higher A than I'm thinking. I don't think he'll beat S, unless I'm just thinking wrong. He could possibly be an S, but so first off, when I'm just thinking of everything, when he first comes out on Global, he will not be a top tier support. He'll be maybe low A, high B, but in the future, definitely up towards an S, if not an S as it is. But there you have it, guys. That is the Fox Sin of Greed. Another 7 Deadly Sin unit on this 7 Deadly Sin collaboration. And there is so many units, guys. To summon on him, to choose him over someone else, I can only leave that in your hands. I think this sort of banner experience for October is summon on who you like, not on who the best user is. There's too many users. They're all pretty good in their own outright. But who do you like? I don't know if I will summon on Bar myself. I do, as I said, here's my favourite Sin in the show. But I'm planning with my head over my heart, I think. I know I've just said it. I'm just contradicting myself by saying summon for who you like, really. But that's my thoughts on Barn. If you did enjoy the video, guys, please do hit like. And if you want to see more Disgaea RPG content in the future, please do hit subscribe. And that's me for now. Bye.